Hello and welcome to the Notable Judges Interviews. The third judge I would like to introduce to you is Dr. Michael Tsalka. I first met with Michael when he came to Nelson as artist in residence at the Nelson Centre of Musical Arts, otherwise known as the NCMA, and was immediately taken with his musicality and wonderful piano playing skills, as well as his kindness, generosity, and sense of fun. During this time, I had the chance to conduct a performance of Chopin's second piano concerto with Michael as soloist. It was such an enjoyable experience that I have resolved to make it happen again, hopefully in the not too distant future, and with a different concerto, perhaps Chopin number 1 or Beethoven number 5. Anyway, Michael, thank you so much for joining us today, all the way from China. And I wonder if before we begin the interview proper, you might just be able to tell us a little bit about what you're actually doing in China currently.
Of course, Joel, it's a great pleasure to join you, and I'm truly delighted to be a part of the jury and a part of this adventure that you've created, this wonderful
We really appreciate your participation. Thank you so much.
I reside in Shenzhen, and I'm the head of the keyboard department and the department chair this year of the Asia Arts Academy, where I teach piano, performance practice, chamber music, vocal coaching. My dear wife, Dr. Angelica Menero Escobar, is teaching here in the vocal department and has started a small chamber choir. And we have had some of our wonderful students being accepted to Juilliard, Eastman, Peabody, Cleveland Institute of Music, Royal College of Music.
Wow.
Some truly exceptional talents. And I also have had the chance of performing again in the loveliest, finest halls in Shenzhen, Beijing, Guangzhou, Shanghai, not recently, but some months ago.
And I believe you have a wonderful new harpsichord, the only one in 22 million population.
Yes, this just arrived. This is a builder from Beijing, of course, a copy based on the Baroque harpsichord.
Beautiful. And you've had a chance to do a concert on it?
Yes, it arrived a week ago. We already had 2 concerts where I performed, and the great interest. I'm going to work today already with 2 students who are actually 14 years old, rather young. And I think, yes, this is the only playable harpsichord in Shenzhen, and one of 2 playable harpsichords in the whole region of
wow,
Guangdong, actually.
That's amazing.
So it does feel a bit like Europe at the beginning of the 20th century in that regard.
Okay. Oh, well, that's nice to see that in the background there. Anyway, thank you for that update. And I wonder now, are you ready for your 4 questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, brilliant. Well, the first one is, what inspired you to take up an instrument?
So I grew up in Tel Aviv, in Israel, and my family, my grandfather was an opera singer. My father was a known writer. There was a strong sense of love and curiosity towards Goethe, Shakespeare, Mozart, Bach, the great painters. And therefore, it was very natural for me to go in that direction, almost as if you would have a family of bankers for 500 years, and I would also become Yes.
And so they put you on the piano when you were 3 years old or something, or when did you start?
I was 4 or 5, so yes, it was rather late in today's standards.
Yes. A late starter.
Okay. A late bloomer.
Oh, well, thanks for that, Michael. Can you tell us about competitions you have entered or been involved in other ways, and how you found the experience?
As a participant, I've won quite a few chamber music competitions. I have to say the solo ones were not really my cup of tea. I'm a much better performer in concert halls. I absolutely love it. Competitions, the sort of the fear of making a mistake, which is, by the way, that has changed. I always tell my students they need to try and make the suitable amount of wrong notes in every recital to make it really successful. But yes, I did not have that sort of slightly cold fish mentality. As a judge, I've judged many competitions. I think the one I enjoyed the most was the only clavichord competition which ever took place. This was in Kuopio, Finland. And as we advertised it, it was the only competition in the 600 years of the existence of the instrument to have taken place so far.
Okay.
That was quite an experience.
It would have been. Could you hear the instrument? They're pretty soft, aren't they?
Yes. A known joke is that the clavichord player played so softly he or she could not hear themselves. So that is an issue, certainly.
All right. All right. Thank you for that. And third question, do you have any heroes, musical or otherwise, past or present?
Yes, I actually, one person I very often think about is Professor Harvey Within, the late Professor Harvey Within, who is the person who brought me to the States and has arranged full fellowships for me. I resided with him and his wife for a month and a half when I arrived to the States, and these were probably the happiest years of my life. 2 master's degree and a doctorate. Actually, let me see, since I'm in my studio, I might be able to.
Thank you.
Can you see? This was Professor Within.
Yes.
The most wonderful, caring human being, and he had the most sensational sense of humor. Absolutely wonderfully delightful and sarcastic sense of humor, and he always worked with us hundreds of hours for free, never charging us, also after we graduated. And I very much think of my own teaching in reference to his teaching. Another two wonderful professors I had at Temple University in Philadelphia were Professor Joyce Lindorf and Professor Lambert Dorkis, and I'm still in touch with all of them. And they certainly inspire me every day in my teaching, in my performing.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Certainly those teachers we had early on, I mean, I'm sure I teach very much in the style that my first piano teacher taught. You know, she had a great approach, and I guess I'm always trying to emulate it in a way. Yeah.
Yes.
So the final question for you, I know you've got a busy schedule, so I really appreciate this. What do you most enjoy doing outside of music, or when you get a chance to put your feet up and relax?
I love walking. I actually live in Dalmatia, which is at the outskirts of Shenzhen. And there is a beautiful seashore here, which is usually empty during weekdays. The Shenzhenians, if you can say that, usually arrive on the weekends here, and they call it heaven, actually, because it is completely empty and absolutely gorgeous. So that's one hobby of mine. Another one is reading, and I've been rereading all of Plato's Republic, also considering all of the evil and problems we have today in many parts of the world.
History repeating itself.
I have been reading Voltaire as well, mostly for the same reasons.
Yeah.
And I've been reading all of the great Stoic philosophers for the same reason as well. And trying to find comfort and enlightenment in the great thinkers of the past, actually.
Yes, we need them at the moment, I think. Well, look, that's one. I know you're a bit of a Facebook fan too, because I quite often see your posts, and you send some very funny posts sometimes, some cartoons and so on, which brightens my day. So thank you for that. And look, I'll let you get on with what no doubt will be a busy day for you, or is a busy day. And thank you so much for joining us, and thank you once again for your fantastic contribution to Notable over the last few years. It's been great having you on board, and we'll see you later. See you in the show.
My pleasure, and I'm very much looking forward to receive wonderful videos and to meet another generation of fantastic young performers. And I would encourage you to join. We have a fantastic jury, absolutely top-notch musicians, and we are very positive and looking forward only to assist you, to give you good advices, to hear your wonderful talents, of course. But this is a wonderfully supportive community and environment.
That's the thing I keep reiterating to everyone, Michael, is that this is a friendly competition with wonderful, kind judges, and we are only trying to help people. That's for sure. We're not there to criticize and be mean. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, look, thank you so much, and I think we'll call it a day there, and we'll see you next time.